Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Zainab Bora and I have with me Dr. Manav and Dr. Shiwani, looking like very cute kids, very happy, and I am so proud of you. So first let me tell everybody about them. So they are our Vidya Jeevan students since the last 3 months. Shivani NEET got rank 77 and
Yes.
um, uh, um, Manav got, I think, 400, 415, right? So, over the last 3 months, I have seen both of them, growing in terms of their preparation and confidence, more importantly, silently sitting in a corner and studying, and a lot of time studying on their own and then attempting the tests. So, I would see that, how confident both of you are in your own abilities, and that is something which is remarkable. During the boot camp, Manav also showed that he's a wonderful teacher as well. So Shivani can tell us more about that too. But I am so proud of how far both of you have come along. So Shivani has maintained her amazing rank in 70s, and Manav has completely outdone. Shivani this time and got to 21. So, this is nature's way of balancing everything. So that's what happened when Ravi and I would study together. He got a rank 2 when he prepared, and in November, and then I got rank 1 6 months later. So it kind of got balanced, that 6 months, and both of you also balanced each other's ranks, and that's how it should be, because both of you, deserve every bit of every achievement that you have gotten so far and will get ahead in life. So that is what I wanted to start with. That we are very proud of you, and I speak on behalf of Apur sir, Ravi, and everybody at Vidya Jeevan. So please tell us, about yourself, or you can tell about each other, whatever you want to say. But please tell us, how have you managed to do this? Tell your juniors ki what to do if they want to be, either one of you.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
I-
It is a great honor to be talking to you on this call. We had attended the 4 day boot camp in May just before going for the May INI. And at that time, 800 people used to rush forward. At least 100 or 200 of them would rush forward to greet you and to get a picture with you. I was waiting in one of those lines to get a picture, and I asked her, "Don't you want a picture with ma'am or don't you want an autograph?" She said, "ऐसे नहीं मजा नहीं आएगा कुछ करते हैं मैम का कॉल आएगा." So
wow. Amazing.
we did this kind of thing 6 months ago, and
Amazing.
we are blessed to
Yeah,
have
this is a
opportunity.
real manifestation, and I am so happy that we could do this, and especially, interview both of you together.
Yes, ma'am. I am Manav Bansal. I am from Rampura Pool, a small town in district Bathinda of Punjab. I did my MBBS from GMCH Chandigarh. Both of us are batchmates from 2019 batch of GMC Chandigarh. And I completed my internship on 31st of March. And we had been preparing for the exam since the start of the internship, but we had a slow start, and first 3 4 months were off and on.
Yeah.
But then we were in anticipation of your cycle in November, which was to start in November.
Mm.
So before November, we wanted to go through the syllabus once on our own.
Right.
So through your online notes and videos. So we got to that and we completed about 15 subjects by the time you started the November cycle.
Mm.
That was the first revision, first reading along with all the previous year questions. Once we reached there, then it was all your active intervention. Every schedule, every test, every day was planned by you, and we just kept following. You completed the one cycle of a revision by, I guess, late February or early March. Then another cycle by the time we went for May INI. Then another cycle within the 4 days that we attended at Vidya Jeevan. So with these four revisions, we went into May INI
Yeah.
and followed by another revision for NEET. And then we wanted to attend another 4 day BTR boot camp for NEET as well, but we couldn't go. So we sat at our homes and we replicated the same cycle for the 4 days, because we noted the times during when we were at Vidya Jeevan. We had noted that at 2 p.m. ma'am has given lunch break and this many pages have been covered. So
Yeah,
we will cover this many by that time.
amazing.
So we did that cycle over 4 days, and it took us 4 days and 3 hours to go through it once.
Amazing.
So then we went for NEET. In May I had scored 2,499 rank. So it was 2,500 and she scored 877 rank. 2 months later, by the time we had gone through two more cycles of revision, both of us dropped a digit from our rank. I came to 415 and she came to 77. And
Amazing.
the last we talked, you said now the next exam you will drop one more digit, which you know.
Yes, yes.
So, well, we came to Noida as soon as we heard of the boot camp, and then again, that has all been under your guidance.
Amazing. So, you have really utilized BTR and everything which probably I had to teach. I think you guys know each and every bit of it. So,
No,
so I'm
to
pretty
be
sure
hon-
you do.
to be
Uh,
very honest, we don't know. We are still a lot. There is a lot of backlog on a lot of things that you have taught us, and there are so many things that we are still have not been able to cover.
no,
But that
amazing.
was my crux to anybody I talk to,
Yeah,
whether I want to take inspiration for myself or to give it to someone else, that the amount of information required to crack the exam is not a lot.
yeah,
That is the whole purpose of BTR, that you can have all the information required to crack the exam in a very concise source. It is the person who is studying it and the number of times they are studying it, how seriously or conceptually they are going through it, that will matter, and not more information, more information, more information, which
yeah,
is what most of the people are chasing. That
yeah.
we should do this thing as well, we should go from this. Like, we haven't gone through the extra edge series ever since we watched those videos. We were horrified back then. We are horrified still till today. We couldn't gather the courage to go through that again. So, but still, things work out
But that
once.
is very important, right? Drawing a line somewhere where you realize कि नहीं बस अब ये जरूरत नहीं लग रहा है, you know. So that is also very important insight to have. So I have three follow-up questions, and both of you can take it one after the other. First is, how was your MBBS? Like, what did you do back then? So if there is any undergrad watching it, what would be your advice कि अभी क्या करना चाहिए? Second question is how to utilize online BTR the best because you have. And third would be how to utilize bootcamp to the best because a lot of them would be starting, either of them at this point of time. So how do you do, because you have actually done all three very well. I believe your MBBS was strong, you've done online BTR well and bootcamp well. So one by one both of you can answer all three of them, that if a junior is starting now with anything, with MBBS, online BTR, offline BTR, क्या करना चाहिए ideally?
Please.
So I would suggest if an undergrad is doing his MBBS, I would say go with the books, the textbooks. Like they are the ones that will make your base. So it is very important to be thorough with your textbooks.
Yes.
Like you don't need any notes in MBBS as such. And once you are done with the MBBS, you have BTR. You have already made notes, so you can go with it.
Yeah.
So in MBBS, you should go with the textbooks.
What are a few textbooks you would say are like non-negotiable कि ये तो पढ़नी ही है?
Okay, so in first year, I would say Guyton,
Yes,
in physiology, Guyton. It is very important. Then in second year, Robbins.
absolutely.
Then third year, Parks.
Yeah. वो तो
And
बहुत पूरी. Yeah.
final year, we haven't studied any
Yeah.
textbook, mainly on notes.
Yes.
So I still missed that we should have done that. But
Yeah.
okay.
It is a very common perception that we can't cover the books for the prof examinations and it is too cumbersome. It is easier to watch someone's video and read the notes. I believe that it is a misconception. I think that it doesn't work like that because the main sales or marketing tactic behind selling notes or videos for prof examinations is that you can't read your notes for the NEET examination. When you are at the end of your internship, you will have this big bundle of books. What will you do with those books? Will you
Yeah.
be able to read them? No, no, you won't be able. So you buy these notes, and that is what you will be able to study at the end. But the equation completely changes as soon as one enters internship because then even those notes become obsolete.
Yeah.
It's your resource which comes to the rescue. But otherwise, if I say any notes that I have done during my prof years, I have not been able to go back to any of them for even a single day. So the point is, when you if anybody is watching this, when you will reach internship and you will want to prepare for aims or for NEET PG, the notes that you are studying or your fellow students are studying and you think that they will help you in the NEET exam, they
Hmm.
will not help you. You do not need them. All
Hmm.
you need are the regular old textbooks which your professors and SRs are shouting upon that this is what you should read and not some notes because you don't need any shortcuts in the prof examinations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can use, just to add on to that, my recommendation would be use videos selectively, like how we say during internship also, whatever part is a lacuna in terms of, understanding subjects
Yes,
from the textbook, use videos. They are a great resource to understand. It's actually just teaching, right? Somebody is teaching you the same content, but in a different manner. So use it selectively and don't replace your books because we are
that is what
forgetting the
happens.
art of
People
reading,
replace it.
right? Everything is becoming so spoon fed that you are forgetting how to read yourself, and that is something which needs to be corrected because your examiners know this and they are testing questions which will go back to you, whether you've read your books, whether you've gone to the clinics, have you done the groundwork. So
Very
don't
true.
take this lightly. It matters. I think everybody who scored a top rank would have had a good MBBS. That is something which we can say for sure. So don't take that lightly. Even if you're not reading books in your final year, which most of us don't. I have seen very few people who pick up Harrison's and read Harrison's cover to cover. It's not even necessary. But what is important is you go to the clinics and master those topics in depth, which your professors are asking. And you supplement videos. Don't replace your books with videos. That's important. Right. So as you said, internship is a very messy place because you don't have a structure to follow कि क्या करना है कब करना है. So you also said कि पहले 3-4 महीने कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था. So what did you do then? So you said you used online BTR. So how did you utilize online BTR? How did you bulk it up? कि आपको लगा जहाँ पे कंटेंट कम है उसको कैसे सप्लीमेंट करा? What role did questions play? Because that's one of the main factors, right? How many questions you are practicing. So content is one thing, but how do you apply it is the art that everybody has to learn. So वो कैसे practice करा?
So, ma'am, when we started with the internship, we went to revision videos first.
Right.
So, so I started with biochemistry.
Hmm.
I watched 5 to 6 videos and I gave up. This is not going to happen. ये नहीं होएगा.
Yeah.
So, so then I talked to my senior. She suggested BTR. We started with it. It took us time. Like it took us 6 months to get a full read of it. And even after that, we were left with 3 to 4 subjects. So I would suggest from the starting of the internship to
Yeah.
start with BTR, supplement with PYQs.
Hmm.
And for whichever topic you feel like it is not making sense to me, you can go back to your textbooks or whatever source you did for
Yeah.
that in your MBBS and you supplement it with that. Like just the basics, you should be clear with it. You don't need any extra information about that, but you should be clear with what is written in BTR. It should not just be a mere cram of things.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Basically, you use that as a roadmap, right? That's what I also recommend. That this is not something जो आप रट के चले गए और हो गया. वो आपका map है, right? And then you have to figure out what questions have been asked, how they have been asked through PYQs, and then you select, as you said very rightly, कि मैंने select करे क्या topics है जो फिर से अपने main source से पढ़ो. या तो वो main video हो सकता है, main notes हो सकता है, या फिर वो text book हो सकता है. If you've read that book, right? Don't start with books, please. So if you've read that book, then you go into that depth, right? So
Yeah.
you go back and you supplement and you go and achieve those depths, which, all of the exams are now checking the depths. They are not just checking superficial knowledge at all. So that's one aspect. So I think you did very rightly, the first half of your preparation, you focused on content. I'm pretty sure the second half you went MCQ heavy. So after November, when your internship would have ended, then how was it till May INI and NEET? What were you doing after one cycle of BTR revision?
So, ma'am, after our cycle of first revision,
Hmm.
your November cycle it began, the online one.
Right, right,
So we followed that.
right,
So
right.
we had the structure what we have to do in the next 3 to 4 months, the timeline we had, the TNDs. So all of that we did. Like we couldn't complete the whole from 1 to 6.0 TND, but we managed to do at least two TND cycles, the previous TNDs in
Amazing.
the first cycle, and then your TND, the current one, it was going on. So 5.0. So 5.0 at that time. It
Yeah.
was 5.0. So we did 1.0, 2.0, and 5.0. So till I guess March, when the cycle ended, we had three cycles of TND done. Then in the next cycle, 6.0 came. So we did 6.0 with that. In that, we couldn't go back to the previous TNDs.
Hmm.
So till May and we had four cycles of TNDs done, which I feel it is enough.
Yeah.
It is a lot of questions to practice, new questions. Our PYQs were done, all of them.
Yeah.
So
That's nice. And how did both of your GT curve look like? How did your GT score begin and how did it end?
I started with a baseline GT in April of last year,
Yeah.
scoring some 110 questions correct.
Which is not
Like,
bad. Yeah, to be honest, that's not
I
bad.
was very happy. I thought anything above 40 correct, I will be happy. Very low expectations.
Yeah.
I started reading, and 7 months down, I have completed my first reading. I give my GT.
Yeah.
I am at the same score.
Oh, oh,
Absolutely
okay.
same.
Is BTR enough would be the question.
Yes, sir. Then 2 months more, half of my second revision is gone, another GT.
Yeah.
Same.
Hmm.
It is at least 10 or 11 months into my preparation
Yeah.
when my internship is about to finish that for the first time GT scores increase by 5 or 10 marks.
Wow.
By because it was only at the end of the second cycle that some information had been consolidated, and then it kept on steadily increasing bit by bit.
Yeah.
But my only message was which has been drilled into my brain by my father. He says that the resource is not the problem. The problem is your preparation. It is about your knowledge. A lot of people, including myself, face a lot of difficulty when starting the preparation. The starting is the toughest
Yeah.
because we are not oriented to think like that.
Yeah.
Things do not need to make sense to appear for prof exam, but they have to make sense to me if I have to answer them in a question. So to make that happen, it doesn't need to be just learnt or crammed. It has to be understood. And no main notes or revision notes or BTR or anything cannot complete that unless questions have been solved. And the questions explanations are the best teacher beyond anyone and everyone. The explanation beneath a question can guide you and explain that particular concept to you in greater depth than anybody else. Then we can assess if we need more. We need to go to Google. Even Google is fine.
even
After that,
ChatGPT is a very
ChatGPT
nice
works after
resource.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, the teacher is going to be the questions,
Yes.
and there
True.
is no completion without them.
Absolutely. Unless you have seen how this can be asked, and each and every option teaches you, right? That why is this not the answer is the most important tool to learn that why is A, C, and D not the answer. And in the end, when you give the exam, now that you are out of every exam, कि end में तो instinct ही काम आता है ना. You are just saying कि ये लग रहा है and बाकी तीन क्यों नहीं है. That is the whole point. So, you don't have to know everything about everything. You need to know how to crack questions, and without practice that does not happen, right? So it's just more and more MCQs, and you supplement information through whatever resource that you are following. Amazing. Just last thing, how was Vidya Jeevan, and how did you utilize the boot camp? अगर कोई boot camp start कर रहा है, what would be your things which are unique, because you've done online also? What is it that you take away from the last 3 months that you spent at Vidya Jeevan that you feel, worked for you?
You want to go?
I would say that first of all, you have to draw a line that beyond this, I won't be able to. Like, we have so much of things to do at Vidya Jeevan,
Yeah,
it becomes overwhelming.
correct.
Like, even for me, I had 77 rank in NEET. Like, it was overwhelming for me. At one point, it came, I won't be able to do it. कि नहीं हो पाएगा कि you have so many students scoring so much in the test.
Yeah,
You feel like you are nowhere, you are standing nowhere, but that doesn't happen in real
yeah,
exams. So you don't need to be overwhelmed
yeah,
at this point.
I strongly agree. It is very, very overwhelming. No, I think that is the greatness of your structure, that you make sure everybody knows that whatever they are doing is not enough.
Yeah.
Humility. It brings humility that whatever you are doing is not enough. There is still a lot of information that is out there for you to grab, and it does get to your head. It always gets to your head. Someone or the other will
yeah,
score two more questions more than you tomorrow. And even if you are at the top today, tomorrow there will be someone else.
yeah,
So my progress started when I stopped looking at my rank. This is absolutely honest
yeah,
from my side. I stopped looking at my rank, and that is when I started studying at peace, because I could not handle the pressure of
amazing.
getting a rank or getting that many number of corrects. Even by the end of boot camp, I was not on the top of the score lists. Maybe I was. I still don't know.
Yeah,
But that is the point, that it is about studying and making best use of the resources available. If it is getting overwhelming, one needs to stop and reassess how much is required and how much is not.
yeah,
You
true.
can, your biggest asset, I believe, which I advertise aggressively, is that ma'am is an expert in triage. Ma'am has never mixed the categories of topics. Like the core BTR will stay separate from the test and discussion, which will stay separate from the
Compiled
compiled
modules.
modules,
Yeah,
because one who is scoring 100 is not supposed to go to compiled modules. They have to go for the
BTR.
main BTR. And that is where the triaging occurs. One knows what one has to do specifically. If they chase blindly that I will cover everything at once, I'll cover everything and my scores will come up. All the information is not required.
yeah, true.
So,
True. And it was not just you guys. Let me just add that even I was very overwhelmed at a lot of points of time, because everybody was doing so well. I also felt inadequate a lot of times, that maybe I am not equipped, so it is not just students, and toppers, it's me also. And I think that atmosphere encouraged you to push yourself further. There are two things which can happen at these points, right?
yes,
Either you just give up, or you
yes,
push yourself harder to match the competition. I think we have always kept the atmosphere as the latter, that you push yourself, right? Let's achieve what others are achieving. Let's at least try. And that's what we saw, that you guys were studying during Dashera, during Diwali. This was like peak festive season, and we had the boot camp, and all of you guys just showed up daily, and that is what makes us so proud as teachers. That's why you would have seen us pushing as well, beyond our fatigue and everything everything else, because you guys were doing that as well on a daily basis. So results were bound to follow. That's why even on the last day you were telling, सब भूल जाओ, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं आता, ऐसे करके जाओ, and just apply what you have learned, what you have done, is pushed your own boundaries, and all of that adds up to confidence. And in the end, it's confidence which matters, right? So when you look back to your entire journey of the last 2 years of core preparation, where you've been studying and both of you worked very hard, what is it that you are very very grateful for, and what is your takeaway, and core values that you want to tell your juniors कि चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, ये चीजें मत भूलना.
First of all, I would like to thank my parents
Yes,
who gave me the opportunity to study,
absolutely.
to do MBBS, then to be a part of Vidya Jeevan. It was a great opportunity to come there, to have you as a teacher. So that is one of the things. So we should
Amazing.
never forget
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
someone is behind you.
absolutely. Never forget why you started in the first place and who are there standing by you, and cheering you on. And your parents will always top that list. So you are doing it for them, not for yourself.
Secondly, I would want to thank you, Ravi sir, Apur sir. You guys were constantly motivating us, supporting us. Even at times when we felt low, you were confident in us. कि नहीं तुम करोगे, मुझे पता है तुम करोगे. So that is something I would really appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would also like to thank my parents and my sister. They have been a constant support. It is because of them that I was able to grab this opportunity to be able to participate with students wishing to enter this prestigious institute or this central institute exams. To get this opportunity is something that might not be available to everyone. So I am highly grateful to God and to my parents and my family for this opportunity. And next, I would like to thank you, ma'am, that you have held our hand through all of this. And about the part where something for the juniors is, don't don't be in FOMO. Don't run behind. Don't chase multiple resources. Don't chase more and more information. Don't even chase all parts of BTR. If it gets beyond you, if you can't do it, no problem.
Yeah.
Ma'am has given more than required information. You don't even need to cover everything. You just need to be content and be sure of what you are studying and what is the meaning behind every line that has been written.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Manav and Shivani, and hoping to see you guys in person very soon. And
Yes.
we will party. And I am very, very proud of you. And all the best for the journey ahead. Hopefully, seeing you in AIMS Delhi or PGI Chandigarh. Yes. What is the plan now? What branches are you guys planning, opting for?
Ma'am, general surgery in AIMS Delhi.
Amazing. What about you, Shivani?
I'm still thinking.
Radio versus medicine?
Uh,
No.
no radio. I'll not be doing radio.
Okay. That is clear, but nothing else is clear. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it soon. All right, so see you guys, and thank you so much for talking to me, and bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.